Asa, could this girl, all this sound now pattern of the life. Asa, could this girl, all this sound now pattern of the life. Also, could it's the sound now pattern.
Which sound?
This door anyway, my favorite shit, all the sound. I'm trying to bug in. The sound now. This door anyway, my favorite shit, I'm trying to bug in.
I just thought you could go to the
Thank you. Thank you. real life. And okay. Thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you. From wherever you're watching me from, thank you for joining. We're starting a jiffy in a second. Okay. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for all your thank you for joining. So yeah, welcome everyone. My name is Mediocrity, as you guys all know, and thank you for joining this live session. Thank you. Today we'll be discussing the enemy called average, and the theme is get successful or die trying. Get successful or die trying. A minute, one. Okay. That's it. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, get successful or die trying is a theme. And before I take it further, just want to say welcome to you guys. Please, welcome to everyone. Welcome. Once again. Welcome everyone to today's live. We're here to challenge our thinking and confront the enemy called average. Tonight's theme is simple but powerful. Get successful or die trying. I mentioned that already. Get successful or die trying. So why this topic? Average is comfortable, but comfort kills dreams. Comfort kills dreams. The world doesn't remember those who stay in the middle. History celebrates those who break barriers. So just before we get going, drop in the chat where you're watching from. Let us know where you're watching from. Watching from Brazil, let us know. If you're watching from Cameroon, let us know. If you're watching from Uganda or from Korea, let us know. Drop that in the comment section. Throughout this live, drop your favorite emojis. Anytime you hear something good, if whatever you love, please tap on the screen. Let us know that you appreciate what is being taught throughout this live. Let us know that. Then the more you comment on the stream, and it spreads it to more people get to know about the stream. So yes, so guys, comments. Be active on the comment section. Let us know what your thoughts are. Keep tapping on the screen so we know. So if you tap on your screen, you would see appreciation, or you see that it will show that you appreciate what we're doing. So share this live stream now. Share it now on social media. Share it on your different pages. Share it on your WhatsApp status. Share it on your different groups so that more people can join and be part of what we're doing. So yes, I'm going to move on. So we're going to start with this icebreaker. So quickly, I'm going to ask a very quick question. If you had a superpower for 24 hours, say you had a superpower for 24 hours, would you rather, 1, fly to any destination in the world? That's 1. Would you fly to any destination in the world? 1. Or option 2, read people's minds. Which one would you do? Would you rather fly to any destination in the world? That's you had the superpower for 24 hours. Would you rather, 1, fly to any destination in the world, or 2, read people's mind? What will you do? Which one will you do? Can you put in the comment section? Put 1 or put 2, whatever it is. Where would you rather fly to? If you don't mind, you can also share with us where you want to fly to. And if you're going to read people's mind, who would you want to read their mind? I know I know my option. I know what I would love to do. I can share that later, or if you ask me, I will put that. Let us know whether it's 1 or 2 in the comment section. So it'll be nice to know what it is. So let's move on and let us crack on. So we're going to introduce today's topic. Hopefully it's going to be a blessing to someone out there. So welcome everyone again to today's live. I'm so glad you're here tonight because we're going to be tackling one of the greatest enemies of destinies, one of the greatest enemies of destinies, and it's the enemy called what? Average. Our theme is simply simple but weighty. I remember I said that already, and it's called Get Successful or Die Trying. Get Successful or Die Trying. It was borrowed from the artist called 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. But this time around, success is what we're the focus for us. So again, average is the comfort zone. I mentioned that before. And average is the comfort zone where dreams die. The world does not remember average men or women. The world remembers those who stretched, sacrificed, and said no to mediocrity. So that's what we're going to be. Just for us to remember that. So history is shaped by those who refuse to stay average. So if you refuse to stay average, it helps to shape history. Once upon a time, we rode on horses. Once upon a time, we rode on horses and chariots. Once upon a time, you need a ship to move from one part of the world to another part of the world. Now, we fly planes. So you can jump on a plane and you move from Australia and you find yourself in London, or you move from London and you find yourself in Kuala Lumpur. That is progress. It comes because someone dared to refuse the average. Some brothers, Wright brothers, said, we're going to make this plane work. They refused to be average, and today we can fly around the world. Private jets, helicopters, name it. So I hope that we're going to take something from this as I lay a foundation for what that will help the conversations that we're going to be having today. I hope that you guys are going to we're going to learn from it, and it will help to spark up the conversations we're going to be having. So think about history. If Esther in the Bible had stayed silent in the palace, an entire nation would have perished. If the lepers in 2 Kings in the Bible as well had sat still, Israel would have starved to death. There's a lady called Harriet Tubman. I don't know how many of you have heard about her. You can look her up on the internet. Harriet Tubman. She could have escaped. Matter of fact, she says she has escaped and lived quietly. When I say mean escape, she escaped from the camp of the slave man's camp. She escaped, but instead of escaping and finding her way and keep going, it said that she kept coming back to take people from their slave masters away and finding routes to take them away. She kept doing that. She refused to be there. The average thing to do was, as she has escaped on her own, was that she was not going to look back again, and she kept moving on and keep forging her own life. But no, she came back to set other people free. That's a life that is above average. Another person that we can make reference is Nelson Mandela. He could have compromised, but he endured 27 years in prison to break the chains of apartheid. Several times he was offered to drop down his protest or to accept whatever the apartheid master was offering, but he refused to do that, and he kept pressing on. And he stayed 27 years. One of our last guests in the last Sunday was talking about he went to the prison where Mandela stayed, and he couldn't understand, as in like he was so amazed by how this guy endured all that difficulty just not to be average, just to achieve what he wanted his people to be free from the chains of apartheid. So there's another lady in Nigeria. I don't know how many of you can look her up on the internet. Her name is Dora Kunyili. She could have closed her eyes to counterfeit drugs. She could have done that, but she fought for the health of millions of people. Today in Nigeria, if you have to buy a medication, just turn the back of it, scratch the code, and type the PIN code to a certain number. It will tell you whether that drug is fake or real, because of someone that refused to be average. So if these people had chosen to remain average, we would not have had freedom, opportunities that we enjoy today. So we want, like I mentioned, whatever it is that we have today, that I'm able to use this internet, I'm able to use this phone, I'm able to use whatever it is because some people in the past refused to be average, and that's why we have what we're enjoying today. So I'm going to take you forward. And let's bring this home. If you stay average, or you stay in a job, or in your career, or you're stuck on your job and you don't make progress, it's advisable to make progress on a career. From band 1 to band 2 to band 3, like those that are in the medical care. it's advisable to progress. It's advisable to add more stuff on it. If you don't make any progress, you will easily be replaced. My wife tells me that in a pharmacy store, that some task that normally someone would have been employed to do, robots have been employed to do that. So that automatically they just push that person to the side. Why? Because a robot is not going to take sick leave. A robot is not going to ask for smoking break or toilet break. A robot will just keep doing the job that's needed. So if we remain average, we could be replaced easily. If we remain average, it's like you are performing below your capacity. It's just like having a vehicle that is V12 in engine capacity, 500 cell Mercedes-Benz, let's say S-Class, and you are supposed to, maybe that road allows you to speed to a certain level, but you are crawling. You are driving that vehicle below the capacity that vehicle can, below its capacity. So if you can, thank you, Chibuzo, for joining. Thank you, Britain man. Thank you, Mohammed Salah. Thank you, Roslyn. Thank you, Grace Chuku. Thank you, Mandy. And thank you all those that have joined. And thank you, Kele, for joining. So yeah, I'm just going to crack on. So robots can replace one's job if nothing is done. Yeah. So if you stay average, this is another line of it. If you stay average, don't expect your children to be otherwise. If you stay average, expect average children. So I don't know how many of you guys remember London riots. I think it was 2011 or so. It was said that there was social exclusion, and it was generation after generation of people that are depended on what they call it, benefits. Those are some of the what they call it, diagnosis of why those things happen. So average parents would rely on benefits. I'm sure some people have answers to how it works and what it does. But when I came to this country, we did a research on an area called Mediocrity in Wales. And we analyzed the impact the benefit has on a community. That was the analysis we did. And that community was a community that once had big companies. In short, that community has had a rail track for over 400 years. So development came there quite a lot of time, quite early. So they had big Hoover, all manner of companies all there. So there was industrialization going on there. There were a lot of jobs. But immediately the benefit system came in, people saw that they could quickly get married, capitalize on benefits, and they don't need to work or whatever, and use that community went down. So that is an average mentality that would affect that kind of thing. So, like I mentioned, benefits, parents that rely on benefits will breed children or unborn generations that will rely on the same. Because your children will watch you as you're trying to take advantage of the system, you are manipulating, you're turning things around, they are learning it, and when they grow, they do the same thing. So if you improve yourself, if you don't improve yourself, I want to say this, Harvard University said that AI won't take jobs, but AI skills, those that have AI skills replace those that don't have AI skills. I don't know if you guys get that, I'll say it again. I know there's a lot of buzz of, whether AI is going to take jobs and all that, but Harvard thinks otherwise. Harvard said that AI would not take people's jobs, but those that have AI skills will take the jobs of those that don't have AI skills. So if you want to remain average, don't improve your skills. But if you don't want to remain average, leverage on AI. There's so many things. The AI does the editing. My staff, or the guy on my team will use AI. I encourage them to use 90% of AI where possible. AI does the editing. AI does they use AI for writing up. They use AI for posters. They use AI there's a lot of things you can do with AI. So guys, to not stay average is very important that we leverage on AI. It will help you. And that is, matter of fact, if you want your child or whoever you want to go on a course, it's best to check if that job has already been taken by AI, because I don't know how true, but I heard data analysis AI is giving that a run for its money. So yeah, and I'll take you on. Let's move on. An average-minded community think they have nothing to offer. An average-minded community think they have nothing to offer, but a community that sees themselves beyond average will see that we have something to offer. So I always say to people, This color of skin is not synonymous to lack. It's not, it's not synonymous to lack. We can break the jinx. We can do things different. There are so many people that have proven that this color of skin has something to offer. So the average mind will think that, oh no, no matter what you do, there's a depravity for this color of skin. Yeah, there's a depravity for this color of skin, but that's not true. So it's important that we as a community begin to think of business booms. It's important that we as a community begin to think of how we can support our own community. It's important that money stays within. Matter of fact, there's a lady, if I can find her on Instagram, I can put you up. She's advocating for that in Jewish community or in other communities that they make sure that wealth or the resources stay within the community, and if they cannot find services offered by anyone in the community before it goes out. So it's very important that we as a community don't think average, but think of how to help someone in the community so that wealth stays within. So I remember reading someone's message that he forwarded to me, and it was, with all due respect to the person that wrote it, was very rude, but from a Caucasian person. But those kind of things will happen if we as a people don't begin to step up and take up things. I think I remember a viral video that went viral. I think a lady was in a beauty shop somewhere, I think in Peckham or somewhere, and the owner of the shop was dragging her on the floor, something like that. So until African people or Caribbean people start owning businesses like that, stop thinking average or stop being relaxed, this kind of things will keep happening. They'll keep thinking that we have nothing to offer. So what we're trying to talk about here is the importance of having a mentality that's not average. Average-minded communities won't just, they would invest in income-generating assets or businesses. So a community that is driven by not being average, you think, how can we invest in businesses that will bring in income? How can we invest in assets that will keep bringing in income? So we move on. The average mind thinks, let me work for my employee. The more I work, the more I earn. There's nothing wrong with working. There's nothing wrong with working. But what we must understand is that until we stop exchanging our time for money, then that we're not yet on the path to freedom, financial freedom. So the average mind will just be relaxed. Oh, let me take one shift, take two shifts, take three shifts, take four shifts, and all that. And the more you're doing, you're exchanging your time for money. So it's very, very important that we have that mentality that how do I stop exchanging my time for money? It doesn't happen overnight. It's intentional. You plan towards it, you educate yourself, and you start working towards it, and gradually one gets there. So I'll move on. Don't be average. Don't be average, I'll say that. If you don't want to be average, I would encourage you, join politics. Join politics. Be part of for those that are going to be making the decisions, be part of those that will be deciding the policies in your area or your community or whatever it is. Join politics. Join politics. And I want to say, especially most of us that come from third world countries or migrated from one place or the other, if we had joined politics, or if some of the right people were in politics, perhaps we might not find ourselves in this part of the world or in the part of the world wherever you are. So join politics, and perhaps maybe we will be seen differently. I'm sure you guys know that when it comes to negotiation of foreign negotiations about what this country is going to give this country and what they're going to give, let's say, for instance, UK would negotiate differently with India, that they would negotiate with Kenya, and that they will negotiate with Nigeria, or they will negotiate with Ghana. It's all based on what can your people offer. You get it? So I would say if we join politics, then we can begin to offer things so that some ignorant people will not think that we have nothing to offer when they're saying leave my country or whatever. So it's important that we have those in our mind. So I want to encourage us. The average-minded person gives up on their country. Never give up on your country. No matter how your country was, never give up on it. If you look through, the average-minded person will say, because I've settled in a better environment, to hell with wherever I came from. But that's not the right mind. That's not the right mentality. So let's think like Nehemiah. The Bible makes us understand that Nehemiah was an immigrant, or sorry, a diasporan. He didn't give up on his place. He found a way to work on it. Mahatma Gandhi, I don't know how many of you are aware, was based in South Africa. He faced apartheid and went back home to make their country what it is today. The mentality, the mind that he fed his people, even the dressing, he was one of those that spearheaded saying, no, we must change our dressing. We're not going to dress in a Western way. We're going to do things differently. That is the reason why you see, one of the reasons why you see a lot of Indian people or Pakistani people also dressed in a certain attire, even in this country up till now, because people like Gandhi refused to remain average and they fought to see that things are done differently. So I'm sure you guys know Moses in the Bible was in the diaspora. Joseph in the Bible was in diaspora. The same thing with Esther. All these people were all diaspora and they refused. They refused to be average. And that's the reason why their people had the liberty that they got. So that's my encouragement for us as we move on. So I just want to say this, and I'm sure a lot of people would disagree with me. A lot of people will not appreciate what I'm saying, but this is how I see. I see British passport, with all due respect, as a travel document. It doesn't change who you are inside. It is a document that enables you to travel from one border to another, from one country to another. So the fact that you have that passport should not stop you from thinking of how you can better where you came from. You came from that country for a reason. God designed you intentionally. We're made for a purpose. May we not get to a point where we move to another country and forget where we come from. I pray that, I hope that we'll learn something from that. So as we wrap up, if you stay average in your health, small habits today will cost you tomorrow's. I'm working on my health, so I understand the importance of doing things on a daily basis. Even if it's 15 minutes activity on a daily basis. If you stay average in your personal growth, you will never step into leadership or influence. So it's important that we add value, study and read. Average is dangerous because it doesn't just affect you, it affects the generations after you. Shrinking back means your children and their children will inherit a smaller world than the one God intended. God forbid. So I'll wrap up with this. That's why we must develop the mind of a pilgrim. The Bible tells us about Abraham. He refused to build a house. He never got comfortable. Whatever he was doing, he was always remembering, God is taking me somewhere. Because he was looking for a greater place, a greater place. He stayed hungry. He stayed hungry. He was so hungry, he was focused and refused to settle. So the moment you say, I have arrived, you stop growing. The moment you say, I've arrived, you stop growing. And the moment you stop growing, you start dying. Hunger is the fuel for greatness. Hunger is the fuel for greatness. Settling is the poison of destiny. So remember, in the Bible also makes us understand about the parable of talents. This is one of the most shocking things that keep me focused. The Bible makes us understand. It says that the master gave 5 talents. And the one with 5 doubled it, the one with 3 doubled it, the one with 1 doubled it. I always say this to teenagers and to people I know. The one with 1 that refused to do anything to it. Remember, guys, he did not commit murder, he did not steal, he did nothing. Yet, his punishment was severe. He did nothing. The Bible tells us that because of he refused to grow, refusing to multiply that seed, refusing to rise above average, is rebellion against God's plan. God gave us potentials to be used and not buried. God gave us potential to be used and he said, send him to outer darkness. Guys, think about it. What is the correlation between a talent and hellfire? What's the correlation? All he's saying is that if we don't do God's plan, then the consequences are there. So don't be average. That's basically what it is. There are things in you. There are things in you that God has deposited. And if we make the most of it, we would create a better future, just like you are benefiting today. So what should we do, or how do we stay focused? 1, lifelong learning. Lifelong learning. It's important that we read an average of 10 pages a day. No matter how, even if it's 5 pages, make it a habit to be a lifelong learner. There are see, today is an era of information. We are loaded with information. There's podcasts to add value to yourself. At least read one chapter of the Bible every day. Watch movies that inspire. There's social media channels like this one that you can follow and that will keep you motivated or keep you on fire. It's important that we do what it takes to add value and keep learning on a daily basis. That way we don't stay average. I don't have mine here, but another thing I want to always say to people is vision board. Vision. Bible tells us that where there is no vision, people perish. So write the vision and make it plain on tablet. So if you don't have a vision board, guys, I did a video on vision board, and you can look it up on my channel, on my page. If you have a vision, see, I like that movie company called Dreams Work, because it is true. If you don't write it down, it never becomes reality. So find a way to design a vision board and place it on your I put my mind by my bedside. When I wake up in the morning, I can see it. Before I go to bed, I'm seeing it. So if you have a vision board, it keeps you motivated and it helps you to stop staying average. Another thing is share your dreams. Don't be shy of sharing your dreams. Tell people about what your plans are. Tell people about what you plan to do. Tell people about the things you want. By saying it, just like Joseph in the Bible, by saying it, there's a push to say, I have to get this done. I've already said it. How do I make this work? How do I do this? So lastly is that travel and see. If you have never traveled to China, guys, I know you have traveled to many other places, America, Germany, all the places, South Africa. Guys, I recommend a China travel. When you travel, it expands your mind. When you travel, my father always told me, traveling is education. When you travel or move from one part of your country to another part of the country, you see things differently, challenges the way you reason. It helps you to stop having a low mentality. When I first went to Canaan Land, Living Faith Church headquarters in Ota, in Ogun State in Nigeria, when I came into the gate, I was like, wow, there's nothing impossible, because it's a city on its own. It's a city on its own. Amazing things happen there. I say, if this can be built here, there's nothing impossible in this country. So guys, tonight, I challenge you, don't settle for average. Don't shrink back. Don't bury your talent. Stay hungry. Keep the pilgrim mentality. Remember Abraham. Keep the mind. Don't settle. Don't think I've arrived. Refuse to stop until you break into greatness. It's important. Refuse that until I achieve greatness, I'm not going to stop. Because your voice matters. Your story matters. We always hear of Mother Teresa. We all hear of Mary Celeste. Imagine that Mary Celeste had stayed back in Scotland. There might still be killing of twins now in some parts of Africa. But she refused. She left her comfort, went by sea or whatever to Nigeria to stop the abolition of killing of twins. And today is a normal thing. They would celebrate twins and all that. And your decision not to stay average may just be the spark for someone else. Since Usain Bolt won, or I think it was Mo Farah, more people have gone into athletes in this country. The same thing. People watch JJ Okocha, watch Kanu, they are inspired to go into football. Watch Steven Osimhen. So your decision not to stay average will inspire the next generation. So, or even a whole generation. Now, we're going to move on to the discussion part. And today I'm going to be asking you guys questions or taking comments. What does average look like in your life? How can we break free from it? And what it takes to step into your next level. So guys, if you have appreciated what has been shared so far, and as we move on to the next part of this conversation, I just want to encourage you guys, drop in the comment section where you're watching from. I can see some people say we're watching from London, some people say they're watching from Nigeria, some people say Canada, some people say, I can't see other ones. Drop where you're coming from, and please, drop your favorite emoji or tap on the screen to show that you like what has been shared so far. The more you comment, the more this stream spreads and more people learn and hear about it. Please share this live on social media, on your WhatsApp or what have you. So I'm going to be bringing on people that have indicated interest that they would love to be part of this as we have further conversations about today's session. Please, if you'd like to join our live, please Let me know. 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 Okay. Let me know those that have indicated interest they want to join, please. Thank you. Some people are watching from United Kingdom. Let me know, guys. Please, if you had indicated interest, you're going to join. Let me know what your what's it called? What your Facebook name is, please, or what your name is, so I can know. I can add you, please. Yeah. Hello. Okay. Okay. Thank you for joining. How you doing? Hello, okay. Yeah. Can you hear me? No. Like you feel like mom is calling you like next to you, like by your ear. No. Why you're hearing your mommy's voice? Yeah. Is she still at home? Ike, are you ready, Ike? Me? Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready for what now? Yeah, I'm saying that you want to share your thoughts based on the things that have been shared so far. You know. Don't worry. At the time I will. Okay, no problem. No problem. Yeah. So yeah, guys, if you indicated interest that you want to join the live, let me know. As we continue, let me know. Let me know, guys, if for those that have indicated interest they want to join, let me know. Send a message, or I might have missed your name, or okay. So yes, guys, it's very important that we don't stay average. It's very important that we don't settle for the average mind, or the mentality of staying average is not going to help us. Yeah. So guys, yeah. So basically, as we wait for those that indicated they want to join the live, send me a message so I can know that you want to join or you want to contribute. As we take it on from there. Okay. So yeah, basically, it's very important that we have the mind of getting all that we aspire for. You know, I want to reiterate some of the things that I've shared in the past, initially, especially in careers. You know, some people, with all due respect to them, and with all due respect to the situation or the challenges of what they might be going through, can stay on a job for a very long time. There's no problem with that. But for me personally, I won't stay on. I don't know. I think I'm patient. I'm impatient with success. So I would always look for. I'm not saying that staying on a job is not good, or not staying on a job is good, or whatever. The point is that. Sorry, guys. The point is that there's always this hunger. There's this hunger, in what's next. This hunger in what's next. I remember a story that Les Brown shared, and he said that he was trying to work in a radio station. He was trying to work in a radio station, and and he uh, and he tried his best to get on the station, and every time he got there, he was always getting a rejection. Every time he got there, he was always getting a rejection. So he would go the first day, and they tell him, "Oh, sorry, there's no job." He went the second time and said to him, "I thought I told you that there was no job." He said, "Oh, I just came just in case someone was retired or resigned." They said, "Okay, there's no job," so he left. I think the third time, another time, he went again and said, "Oh, but I thought I told you there was no job, so I just came in case someone had died or something." And I think about it that time, or either the next one, they say he came and the guy said to him, "Go and get me food somewhere." And he went and he bought food. And when he came back from where he bought the food, it happened that the radio presenter, one of the radio presenters was presenting, was either drunk or so, and he couldn't continue the show. And he said to him, "Oh, gentleman, I thought you said you can do this here. So okay, go on." Just that's how he said, "Go on and do your thing." He said he called his parents, he called everybody he could call and say, "Hey guys, I'm going on and on the show and what have you." And because he's been preparing for something like that, he had lined up his intro speech, how he's going to introduce himself, how he's going to hype himself before he went on the live, and how he's going to say whatever he wants to say, and how he's going to do it. So merely they gave him the opportunity to talk on the live, on radio. It was as if he has been doing it for a long time. So what is the moral of that story? Is that there has to be a hunger, there has to be a desire for the next level. There has to be a thirst to not stay average, to not have the mentality like I've arrived. What's there for? When science says that we don't end up using up to 20% of our capacity in our brain. So imagine with all that is being said of Albert Einstein, and he did not use up to 20% of his capacity of his brain. Imagine what more we can do, more out there. I always say to teenagers, we have not found the cure for acute leukemia. I always say that. We've not even touched anything. There's still things yet to be undone. So why would we just shrink from the things that God has put in you or me, or the possibilities of what we can achieve? Why would we just shrink for average? Why? Why would we shrink that? Why would we just settle? Just like the lepers we talked about, and I'm going to talk about again. He said, "Why sit we here until we die?" Why? Why do we sit here? Why should we sit here and die? If we perish, let us perish, but let us go and give it a go. Let's go and try. Let's go and get this thing. Let's go and make it happen. So you could be in your career, or you could be on a job, or you could be trying, let us venture this thing. If you try and you fail, so what? Failure is a part of success. Failure is a part of success. Until it is even said that when you fail, that you did not fail, you just realize a different way of getting that thing done. Just realize a different way of getting those things done. So failure is a part of what makes a man who he is today. Yeah, thank you, Venice. Say a refusal to stay average can inspire not just a person, but even a whole community. Thanks for that. And thanks for, it says, read people's mind. Yeah, thanks, Chibuzo, for that comment. Read people's mind. I think I would also go to read people's mind. With all due respect to those that say they're going to go for flying to anywhere, I want to read the mind of wealthy people. I want to know what's in their mind and why. Especially one of the persons I'd love to read his mind is Henry Ford. How he was able to be that amazing in his generation, to the point that even though he's dead, gone, long time ago, he's still having impact up till now in our own generation. So I'd love to have a word or to read his mind and to know what he was thinking. By the way, guys, if you guys have not seen the documentary, it's called what's it called again? Men That Built America. Please watch it. I don't know if you can find it on YouTube. I don't know if you can find it on, I think it used to be on History Channel. It's called Men That Built America. Look it up. It's an amazing documentary. It gives you a mind. It gives you an idea behind the founders of America. I think it was John D. Rockefeller, Cornelius Vanderbilt, Henry Ford. I think about 5 of them. I can't remember on top of my head all the names that was mentioned there, but it's an amazing documentary to watch, and it will keep you inspired and keep you going. So yes, so we press on. I always share, if you guys have, there's a movie about Harriet Tubman. I recommend you guys watch it. I think there was a point where this lady, she took this, she was able to break free a great bunch of slaves, and they got to a river where that it was a case of, if we venture this river, we're going to die. But this lady, she did not just bring them there, she led the charge. She was in front, and she said, let's go. They did not want to go. Some of them were arguing with her. She just went on. I think she held her whatever, maybe coat or something. She didn't want to get wet on the top of her head, her hand over her head like this. And she walked and walked and walked, even though she was almost drowning. She kept walking, walking, walking. And in that movie, as it depicted, she just managed to walk across. Then the rest followed her. And it didn't stop there. She kept going back to different camps of different areas where slave masters kept people and kept bringing out more people, keep bringing out more people. Some people had retired to their fate, like, oh, I can never be free. Even some of them were even working for the masters and looking. They put a bounty on her head, looking for her, trying to walk in. But she chose not to remain a slave. She chose not to. And through that, she inspired a great number of people that came off, So it can go on and on. If you shrink, or you say, I'm okay with my job, I'm okay with what I'm doing today, I'm okay with my life, I don't want to be extraordinary, or I don't want to be just okay, me, my wife, or me, my family, my children. That's not what you are designed to. You're not designed to be average. You're designed to get successful. You're designed to keep doing it, keep trying until you get there. So guys, if you are part of those that sent me a message that you want to join, please join again. Someone, Bricks Pack TV said, escape the metrics. And thank you guys, everyone that's commented. Wake Up America. Talking Walk Banner said, Wake Up America. Thank you for all the comments. Keep them coming. And basically, guys, remember what we're discussing about today? We're talking about the enemy called average is an enemy. The enemy called average is an enemy. Average is an enemy. So if you have an average mentality, it will keep you from fulfilling your potentials. And Miles Monroe says that the wealthiest place on earth is not the gold mines in Asia or maybe Dubai or Saudi Arabia or America. No, the wealthiest place on earth is the graveyard. The graveyard, where books that were never written, that would have transformed humanity, it remains there, where cure for diseases that never became reality stayed there, where inventions that would transform humanity is buried in the grave. If you remain average, your potential that would have bettered humanity or even generations yet unborn doesn't become that reality. So, sorry, L, you requested to join the live. Can you go ahead and let us know what your thoughts are, please? Thank you.
Yeah, hello?
Go ahead. I hear you.
Okay, so I think you are wait, what's this about?
Say that again?
What's this about?
I think you should just listen, then you can join back, okay? Thank you. So yeah, basically, remember, I once went into a museum in Pontypridd, a place called Pontypridd in Wales, and I saw they had a picture of hello Lucy, thank you. They had what's it called? They had they kept records of how the city was. So and the guy that was in the museum was telling me, the road down the road. He called the name. I can't remember. He said this road, yeah. He said this is it. This is how it was before. The other road, oh, this is how it was before. That road, he said to me, this road still maintained the bridge. That other one, so I saw that once upon a time, to go from Wales or to go from that part of Wales to London, they would go on with a horse or with a cat. That's how they'll go from that part to London. Then as things
blah blah blah.
Because people stopped staying average, and because people stopped start making the most of thinking of how do we make things better, they then we had trains, and because people stopped, did not stop at that. Today we fly, and today we move from one place to another. So, guys, it's important that we take that leap, because men and women who refuse to stay average, they refuse to stay average. Now we have what we have today. So I'll take you on again, and I'll keep emphasizing, and keep saying it. Robots are replacing people's jobs. It's clear. Robots are replacing people's jobs, and it's clear. So it's very important that we have a mentality of not staying average. So 1 minute, guys. 1 minute, please.
Hello, brother.
Yeah, hello. What are your thoughts? What do you want to say?
Yeah, what was he gonna speak about wheels? What was he talking about?
I was just sharing that once upon a time, I don't know if you've been following. Do you know what we're discussing about?
No.
Okay, please, if you can listen, then you can comment, if that's okay, all right? So, yeah, thank you. So, basically, guys, for those that are just joining now, we're discussing the topic of what we're discussing today is called the enemy called average. The enemy called average, and the theme is get successful or die trying. So, basically, the gentleman was asking what I said about Wales. That once upon a time in Pontypridd, where when I visited a library in Pontypridd, and the librarian or the guy in the museum was showing me how the different streets in that community, how it was maybe 200 years ago, 300 years ago. Once upon a time, he showed to me a particular bridge, and that bridge was only a horse and a cat could go on it. They didn't even have vehicles at that time. But now civilization has brought that they've moved from having traveling by horse or donkeys or whatever to going by car, and from going by car they went by train and ships. Now we fly, so you can get on a plane in London and maybe another 6-7 hours or more you're in New York. So the point is that if those guys back in the days, if they refused to do anything, or if they stayed average, and if they never thought to make the most of their minds, or thought to improve what they're doing, then maybe today we might still be staying for 1 month just to move from one part of the world to another part of the world. So the moral of what we're trying to say in essence is that don't be average. There's a lot in you, there's a lot in me, there's a lot in every one of us not to stay average. So like I was just sharing before the gentleman called, people's jobs are being replaced every day with robots. In the last time I visited China, they had a robot that was offering room service. So automatically they will replace someone's job, one person or two persons. So virtually every hotel had a robot that was offering room service. So what the receptionist would do, instead of her taking that stuff, going up 7th floor, whatever, handing it to the customer, coming down, and she has missed somebody at the desk, or them needing to have somebody at the desk, what do? They just got a robot, and what she do is that anything you request from her, she just goes, press it, the robot opens the chamber, she puts the stuff in the robot takes it to the room, and he has done that job. That robot is not going to take smoking break, that robot is not going to take a leave, that robot is not going to complain that he's sick, that robot is not going to say they are tired. If you don't improve yourself, if you don't add value to yourself, if you remain average, a robot will replace your job. And better still, like some people we discussed, if you don't do anything, AI is around the corner. It can take a role that you are not lazy about, or because you refuse to improve yourself. So guys, if anybody, anyone that is looking to join the live, please let me know and send a message so I can add you on the live. And let's hear your thoughts, please. Remember, guys, we're discussing the enemy called average. Let us know what your thoughts are. What has been discussed so far? So yeah, I'm going to move on. Thank you, Toby, for joining. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Uche Chukwu, for joining. Thank you, Adebola Bakare, for joining. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you for those that are on YouTube as well. Caleb, Chibuzo, Vembe, Lillian, Amore. Thanks for everyone that joined. Venus, thanks for joining. So, my brother, how you doing? Long time. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Okay, Zia, I greet you. Nice to meet you. Nice to hear from you. Hello, Madam Asai. Are you okay?
Yes, I am.
Go ahead, madam. Can you hear me? Go ahead, ma.
Yes, I am.
Go ahead, ma.
Yes, I can hear you. Good
Yeah.
evening, everybody.
Good evening, madam.
All right. Thank you for this wonderful topic. I think there's a book on that. I think there's this book called An Enemy Called Average.
Oh, really?
It
Okay.
means that when we operate at average, we're dealing with an enemy.
Okay.
And if we look at the nearest meaning or synonym of average, it means medium. You are doing what every other person is doing. But the opposite meaning of average means extraordinary. It means you are going above what every other person is doing.
Okay.
And this is what I like people in my type of business. I tell them that the difference between private schools and government school is just approach, because government gives everybody the same curriculum to work with, the same scheme of work to work with. And I think what gives the result is just the way we approach that scheme. And that is being extraordinary in our approach.
Yeah.
So I want to believe that every one of us can become extraordinary in the way we do things, in our approach to things and all that.
Sure.
And once we begin to do that, we begin to see changes in our results. Thank you so much for this wonderful topic.
Madam, before you go, I want to ask a question because you're a practitioner of this thing. You know, once upon a time, I came to your school. You guys didn't even have a hall where you were going to sit, and we had the event outside. I always say that, and it might look like as if I'm repeating myself. But let me know, can you kindly share your mind, your mentality? How is it that your school has gone from what it is then? I wish I could show people the picture, they will appreciate it better, to what it is today. What keeps you going? What's that thing that, how are you able to not, you could just settle for primary school and that's it. Why did you, what made you say, okay, let's go secondary? And I'm sure there's more still in you. Please share if you don't mind, please. Thank you.
Okay, I think by the time we started, we just wanted a very small school, very few children and all that. We just wanted to have like nursery and primary school where children could complete and go to secondary school. But we discovered that we had children that we had built their confidence level. We had made them to be able to give a speech impromptu. And by the time they go to secondary school and they maybe come back, maybe when we're having an event, and you go to them and tell them, can you talk to the parents? The person say, no, I'm shy. So we felt something was missing. And I know I had to ask a particular parent. The parent said the secondary school the child attended, that they were always shouting at him, yeah, showing too much, keep quiet, stop talking. But in our own setting, we allow children to express themselves. We give them the opportunity to say what they have in mind. I will always tell them, be respectful, don't say your mind. So I think we wanted a situation where we could just build the children till they leave secondary school. And that's what we're doing currently. We are now in our SS2. And we want to build a group of youngsters that could remain confident. They could tackle issues even at home and all that. And this is what has been pushing us. And one thing that I always tell teachers when I'm having any discussion with them is shun everything that has to do with exam malpractice. Let the children develop. By the time they develop, they'll be able to solve problems in this country. And I think that's our focus for now.
Thank you very much, Mother. I like the fact that you're sharing it practically, and it's what I'm sure a lot of people have learned from it. Thank you very much for your contribution. And
Thank you so much.
no problem. Please stay on, and in case you have any other thing, please let us know, please. So yes, I'm going to move on, guys. Remember, if you learned anything, please type it on the screen so someone can share. You can learn from it, anything powerful, and put in your favorite emoji or comments or so. So please, you can feel free to share this so someone can learn. Even someone might be watching this as a replay. Feel free to share this live, all right? So remember this, I just want to share this before we go ahead. This live stream was sponsored by The Hair You Love. They offer premium weeks. So feel free to check out The Hair You Love. It was sponsored by them. It was also sponsored by D610 Homes, where estates, property assets, property management, and service accommodation. So look them up, D610 Homes. I can put that on the screen. And it's also sponsored by the Love Family Podcast. The Love Family Podcast. The Love Family Podcast. Islam says the crazy now is that in 2005 electric cars. Yes. Thank you, Islam, for that. Nahim Islam, for that point. We are now moving from normal fuel vehicles, diesel vehicles, now to electric cars. So soon, governments are phasing out normal vehicles because things are evolving. So if all your knowledge is all on just how to fix vehicles that diesel and petrol, it's time to improve that knowledge. Otherwise, you'll be irrelevant soon. So yeah. So check out our sponsors, The Hair You Love, D610 Homes, and Love Family Podcast. So we're going to start wrapping this up. Family type, what do you call it? Thank you very much, guys, for joining this. And if you want a step-by-step roadmap to financial freedom, please DM me after the stream and I'll send it to you. Just send a DM and say, please, I want the roadmap, and it'll be sent to you. So I just want to encourage us, don't settle for average in your finances. Don't settle for average in your career or in your mindset. DM me and let's get moving towards greatness, all right? So remember, guys, heroes of the past changed history because they refused to remain average. What will be your story? What will people know you for? What will people call you? What would it matter? What would you be known for? Would you just want to stay normal and do nothing? I hope not. So your voice matters. Your talent matters. Don't bury it. Multiply it. Don't shrink. Rise. Don't stay average. Get successful. Or die trying. But I pray that we don't die trying. I pray that we'll make the most and we'll live a successful life. So thank you everyone for joining the live. Very much appreciated for joining. I just want to thank everyone that has joined, those that joined on Facebook, those that joined on TikTok, those that joined on YouTube. Thank you everyone for joining. I want to thank my family, especially my wife, and my children. I want to thank all my mentors and my colleagues. I want to thank the staff. I want to thank my PA, Venus. I also want to thank Promises, our social media manager, and everyone that has made today possible. Please, if you like what we're doing, please click on follow this page, share this page so other people can watch this stream after, even if they missed now. Please share it and drop your biggest takeaway. What are you taking away from today? What have you learned today? Drop it in the comment section. What is your biggest takeaway from today? Drop it in the comment section. So yeah, and let someone can be blessed by what you're sharing. Please drop your biggest takeaway from today. So guys, next Sunday, same time, on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, on YouTube, we're going to be discussing raising versus betting. Raising versus betting. So who deserves the title parent? Is it the one that is raised or the one that is bettered? So in that way, we're going to learn a thing or two. So I just want to encourage us to join same time next Sunday. We'll have the stream same 7 p.m. So if you want, like I said already, if you want a roadmap, send me a DM, say roadmap. If you want a free consultation, sorry guys, if you want a free consultation, please also send me a DM. A 10 minutes consultation, send me a DM. Sorry about that, guys. Send me a DM if you want a free consultation. Send me a DM. And if you want to join our community, is your privacy is protected, send me another DM and I can add you on that. So as we wrap up, guys, remember what we discussed today. That average is not acceptable. Average is not acceptable. Being average is not acceptable. And I always say to people, remember that the wise always invest. Invest in your greatness. Invest in what is going to make you become different. Invest in what is going to add value to your life. And I'm sure you guys have learned a thing or two. Thank you for always coming to join this live. And thank you for always learning. Thank you for everyone that has joined. Thank you for everyone, even those that contributed. And thank you. And all the best. Bye.